Thanks for checking out this video. So let's go ahead and get into it. What is coming to Shudder for July of 2025? As is the usual, I'm going to go ahead and go over first the Shudder exclusive and original films, which I do no spoiler reviews for the Monday of the week that they come out on, and they come out on Fridays. And excuse me, I did look ahead, and there's two films that are one's an exclusive, one's an original, both coming out on Friday. So I will have the no spoiler reviews up that Monday, so you can always come to my channel for any Shudder exclusive and original reviews. One of the things I want to say real quick, support me with subscribing, thumbs up on the video, notification bell button, that helps a lot. And if you want to get a little bit more involved, I do have memberships available to this channel that have perks at 3 different levels. Check it out, link in the description. That's out of the way. Let's talk about what's coming. So the first one is called Push. This is a Shudder original, and it's coming July 11th. Pregnant realtor Natalie Flores is attacked by a sadistic killer at her open house, sending her into premature labor. Up against a psychological ticking clock, Natalie must find a way to escape before she gives birth. That doesn't sound that interesting to me, unfortunately, but we'll see. I've been surprised before. The next one is Monster Island, and this one is a Shudder exclusive coming July 25th. Based on Malay folklore and drawing inspiration from Creature from the Black Lagoon, this creature feature is set in World War II, a Japanese ship transporting prisoners of war to occupied territories for slave labor. After being torpedoed by Allied submarines, a Japanese soldier and a British POW are stranded on a deserted island and soon discover that they're being hunted by a ferocious mythological creature, the Orang Ikan. Both the soldier and POW realize that they must work together to survive the unknown despite their differences. That one sounds pretty interesting to me, and just so you know, coming into hearing what these other films are for July, they're kind of going with that theme of kind of like creature feature a little bit, so you'll hear more of those types of films. So they do have some movies next that are kind of their featured ones. They're not exclusives or originals for Shudder, but they're just films that they're like, this is big that we have it on our streaming service. So the first one of those coming July 1st is Orca. So I have seen Orca before. I do definitely recommend it for people who like Jaws ripoff films because it's a pretty fun Jaws ripoff. A fisherman and his crew are targeted by a killer whale seeking vengeance for the death of its mate. Sorry, one of those days. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun. Jaws ripoff. That's all you need to know. And then the next one coming July 1st, a very fun creature feature. If you haven't seen it, Lake Placid. 4 people attempt to stop a gigantic crocodile who is terrorizing residents in Black Lake, Maine. Has Bill Pullman in it, Bridget Fonda, and Oliver Platt, just so people know. And then coming July 7th, Cujo. Pretty much everyone knows Cujo. But if you haven't seen Cujo, based off the Stephen King book, check it out. Very good. Adapted from the Stephen King novel of the same name, Cujo, a friendly St. Bernard, contracts rabies and conducts a reign of terror on a small American town. Yes, very good. Then the next one is Susanna, the Queen of Black Magic, coming July 3rd. I've heard good things about this film, so I am very interested in it. She starred in 42 classic movies, was hailed as the Queen of Indonesian Horror, and crowned Asia's most popular actress. But who was Susanna Martha Frederica van Osch? Long beloved by the Asian world as Susanna, yet virtually unknown outside of it. Through exclusive interviews with family, colleagues, filmmakers, and historians, as well as clips from her classic films, this documentary unearths the legacy of the Scream Queen, who has begun to emerge as one of the most compelling icons in cinema history. Very interested to watch that because I love documentaries, especially when they're kind of horror related. And hearing more about kind of foreign film icons is cool. Reminder that the Hell Motel series will be continuing when I'm doing this video. I think the first 2 episodes have already come up, maybe 3 at this point, but it is going, so it's going to keep going, 1 episode every Tuesday. I'm not going to read the synopsis for that because that was mainly for June. Obviously, The Last Drive-In is still continuing. That's typically the first Saturday of every month, but they're actually going to be doing July 11th for this one instead of the weekend of July 4th because they wanted to avoid that one. So just look for that. They are still doing their watch parties that are not the last drive-in. That's every Friday they show a double feature and encourage people to kind of like tweet along or do, talk in Discords or whatever. So July 4th they're doing the 4th of July watch party. It'll be Uncle Sam and No Way Up. I haven't seen No Way Up, but Uncle Sam's then the last drive-in on the 11th. And then on July 18th, they're doing Home Invasion. It'll be Push and Hush. Obviously, I haven't seen Push yet, but Hush is quite good. And then July 25th, Movies That Made Shudder watch party with Influencer and A Wounded Fawn. Not a big fan of either of those, unfortunately, but if you are, check it out. All right, 3 films coming on July 1st. Crawl, which I highly recommend. This is a great creature feature that I think a lot of people kind of slept on. Alexander Aja directed, produced by Sam Raimi. Quite good. A trip to the countryside turns out to be far from idyllic for a father and his new fiancée when his kids decide the house is a little too crowded. That is not the... Nope. That's not the movie. I guess it's not The Crawl I was talking about. And that synopsis sounds terrible. Just terrible. All right, the next one is The Ruins. A leisurely Mexican holiday takes a turn for the worse when a group of friends and a fellow tourist embark on a remote archaeological dig in the jungle where something evil lives among them. I remember when that movie came out, but I've never saw it. So someone, if you've seen The Ruins, how is it? Let me know in the description. In the comments. I'm all over the place today. And then The Pack. A family must fight for their lives when vicious feral dogs surround and attack their farmhouse. Doesn't sound that interesting. The next 3 are coming on July 3rd. First one is No Way Up. Characters from different backgrounds are thrown together when the plane they're traveling on crashes into the Pacific Ocean. A nightmare fight for survival ensues with the air supply running out and dangers creeping in from all sides. That sounds like it could be kind of fun. Then we have The Last Breath, a true story that follows seasoned deep-sea divers as they battle the raging elements to rescue their crew mate trapped hundreds of feet below the ocean's surface. Could be interesting. Got that like kind of claustrophobic feel to it, I bet. And then the 2010 film The Reef, which I heard was actually pretty good. A great white shark hunts the crew of a capsized sailboat along the Great Barrier Reef. I did a review on the second Reef movie they put out, and that one was not that good. But hey. All right, the next 5 films are coming on July 7th, and it looks like the first 4 of them are Indonesian or Malaysian films. I think Malaysian films, actually. Sundo Belong. I'm doing my best. A Javanese prostitute ghost from Indonesian mythology is a vengeful spirit looking to haunt some high school students. That actually sounds great. All about that description. The 1981 version of The Queen of Black Magic, which I still need to see that one. I saw the updated version by Joko Anwar, and it was awesome. A woman is accused of being a witch and thrown to her death over a cliff. A strange man rescues her, nurses her back to health, and is told that she must master black magic in order to exact vengeance on her tormentors. Yeah, sounds good. Next one is Nyai Blorong. The daughter of the South Sea Queen rises to take a human lover. That's not enough of a synopsis, in my opinion, but it is kind of enticing. And then Sangkuriang. After swearing an oath to marry the one who picks up her weaving stick, Dayang Sumba embarks on an unexpected romance with a royal staff member. That just sounds like a drama. Not interested. And then the last one for the 7th, Let the Corpses Tan. A grizzled thug and his gang head to an island retreat with a haul of 250 kilograms of gold bullion to lay low a bohemian writer, his muse, and a pair of gendarmes further complicate things as allegiances are put to the test. I've never even heard that word. Gendarmes? I don't know. Someone educate me. All right. Then there are two films coming on July 14th. The first one is Mary Shelley. Life and Facts of Mary Wollstonecraft Godwin, who at 16 met 21-year-old poet Percy Shelley, resulting in the writing of Frankenstein. And then The Housemaid. When an orphan Vietnamese girl is hired to be a housemaid at a haunted rubber plantation in 1953 French Indochina, she unexpectedly falls in love with a French landowner and awakens the vengeful ghost of his dead wife, who is out for blood. I don't know, it doesn't sound great. And then this is going to be the end. Two films left for July 21st. The first one is one I definitely want to see. I wanted to see it a while ago, and then I forgot about it, and this reminds me I have to see this film, Swallow. Hunter, a newly pregnant housewife, finds herself increasingly compelled to consume dangerous objects. As her husband and his family tighten their control over her life, she must confront the dark secret behind her new obsession. I've heard good things, and it looks kind of terrifying in a certain way. And then the last film is 68 Kill, a punk rock after hours about femininity, masculinity, and the theft of $68,000. That is a short synopsis, but it is intriguing to me. So that's it. Honestly, a pretty light month. I'm hoping they are kind of saving up, I guess, for September, October, because typically instead of doing the 30 days, they'll do like 60 days of Halloween. So maybe they're saving more of their money up for that to go a lot bigger. Probably are, but kind of a disappointing month in my opinion. But there are a few good gems in there that I am excited to check out. So again, if you've seen any of these films and you want to say definitely check out that one or definitely skip that one, put it in the comments. And again, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. What are you interested to watch? Or what are you staying away from? But anyway, regardless, thank you very much for taking your time to watch this. I appreciate it. And until next time, keep it brutal.